How's everybody this morning? Good, good. Let's get started. Okay, so this week we have EH Boot Camp. Set up your profile. That is today, and tomorrow we have the .loop class with Renee, and then in the afternoon we have the website set up for EH with Kirsten, and then Friday I'll be teaching the market and campaigning aspect of the EH. And then Monday the 21st, Robin Graham is going to be teaching the 36-12-3 open houses course. And then on Tuesday 22nd, for those of you in Bold, we'll be on our 6th step of Bold at Cafe 210. What do you guys think of Bold so far?
Great.
Kelly? Austin?
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah? Good, good. All right. All right. So, we're having a blood drive. Kirsten, do you have any more information on this?
Yeah, there are flyers on the back table, but we're going to be doing a blood drive supporting Sherry Bishop. It's going to be next Wednesday here in our parking lot after the sales meeting. So if you want a flyer, pick up a flyer. And it's going to be from 11:30 to 3:30. The truck will be out here. Alrighty. So invite your friends, your family, and all come out.
And that's Mike Bishop's wife, who those of you who don't know, who's going through some medical issues. So that's why we're doing it. All right. Hello. All right. Family picnic. Kirsten again. Update us.
The picnic is the 27th from 1 to 4. It's going to be at Blaine Park here in Visalia. All offices are going to be joining us, and we're going to be having a bounce house with some barbecue. There is a sign-up sheet for bringing sides, so if you plan on coming, please sign up with your name and what dish you decide to bring or you're going to think you're going to be bringing. Some of our MSAs have graciously sponsored some fun activities for us as well, so it's going to be a good time.
All right, and go ahead and stay standing.
Okay. Turkey Trot is November 26th. It's the morning of Thanksgiving, and it starts right out here in front of our office on Main Street. If you want to sign up on the Keller Williams team, go see Tasha. She has the sign-up papers, or Katie. Katie's here Tuesday, Thursdays, and then she's in the Tulare office the other days. So if you guys want to sign up, you can see Tasha or Katie.
All right, thank you, Kirsten. So, welcome new agent in Hanford, Erica Vargas. And Kimberly Dodson will be the office. And we have Teresa Ortiz on the right side. All right, now for the market update. Kelly, can you turn off those lights for me really quick, please? All right, thank you. So, what's going on here? Well, our average price per square foot dropped to 97. So it's dropped a little bit, which is weird because when you go to the, well, I'll revert back to that in a minute. But as you can see, the sweet spot still, you're getting a lot of sales in this 100 to 199 price range, 86 pending right there, 79 sold, 47 sold, 56 pending there. Still a sweet spot there. And then we have our, there we go. So you can see that the 400 to 449 price range is sitting there for quite a while. There's 3 that sold last month, 5 in the 330. We actually had the 300 to 349 price range. It looks like there's some activity. 19 sold last month, only on the market for 46 days. So there's another good price range right there for activity. All right.
You weren't going back to that price per foot slide?
No. I'm gonna revert back to. I'm gonna refer to it later on. 821 is the inventory. Right now, as of this morning, it's at 831. For those of you who don't know, there's an article that NER put out, an economist put out, and it said that September is the best time for buyers. Historically, September has the highest inventory. Kids are back in school. There's not a lot of people looking to buy. Inventory rises. So tell your buyers that they have a lot to choose. And pair that with the good interest rates. They need to put in offers in September and start writing, start getting into contract as soon as possible, because September historically has been the time to buy for buyers. All right, does that all make sense to you guys?
Yep.
There's also, here's an article we're going to put out back there too. It's basically an article that I'm referring to. And as you can see here, that kind of right here in August, 3, and then there was September highest. Now this November in the 46, that's that's kind of a weird little jump we had last year. So, but it is going to be jumping up here in this September. Right now, it's already higher than it was in August, so that should hold true. And what is weird about the price per square foot, the price per square foot was down to 99, but look at the average price is up to 210, and the median price is up to 190. So does that mean that smaller houses are selling for less, or bigger houses are selling for more, or what does that mean? What do you guys think that means?
Contaminated information.
Contaminated information? Yeah? Do you think there's an error in the data?
Something got unloaded somewhere.
Something
A
skewed
mass
something?
amount.
Okay.
In the ocean or something.
So there was probably something, yeah. So
I think even though the average dollars per square foot is under 100, typically we're looking at houses in the $200,000 range, and those being priced around $125 a square foot. So that might be the cause of that, is because that seems to be the hot market right now, 175 to 225, 250, and so those dollars per square foot. But then you've also got the lower end. But to be pulling it down that many dollars per square feet,
yeah.
There has to be some.
All right. Well, I'm going to look into that. I noticed that this morning, so I'm going to look into that and maybe report back to you guys what I find.
I'm not worried.
All right. Average days on market, 49 days on market, so things are selling quickly, it looks like. And market share. So Kings County, 33% of the total units. That's not July, that's August. So let's give them a round of applause. And then we have for volume, same, look at that, 7 million, look at that. They do fantastic out there. And we have Orange Belt, who has 20%, 26% of the units. And our nearest, so we're second to the 32%, which is still good given the amount of agents we have. And by the way, I think our real estate classes out there are sold out, and we have a class going out there. It's been full. Our next class is full, so it's going good out there. So we've got a couple of new agents out there as well, so things are happening out there. Volume, second to Orange Belt, so they're still keeping up there. And then listings sold for Tulare, for our market share, we sold 25% of the listings of the entire MLS in August. So good job, guys. That's huge. All right. Troy, would you like to come up and speak?
would I ever?
Could you turn on the lights for me?
Woo! Okay, recently we've been getting several calls on either the other agents not responding to a request for repairs, or a contingency removal and those sort of things. So I wanted to kind of address that. Sometimes it gets a little cloudy in what we're supposed to be doing or what the other agent maybe is supposed to be doing. So just be aware that if, because we've talked about before, the earnest money deposit, the seller gets to keep the earnest money deposit when? Never. Yeah, but that is the correct legal response. Thank you from our instructor. If all contingencies have been removed, and if they can't come up with a good one to substitute in there, right? Okay, so we don't prep our sellers for keeping the earnest money deposit, because it's unlikely that they'll keep it. The only time they keep it is if the buyer feels guilty and volunteers it, or the agent is not very helpful in getting it back, or something of that nature. But pretty much they can go and just show whatever contingency it is that they didn't remove. Now, let's say you issue a contingency removal from the seller side, right? And or you've got the buyers and you get a contingency removal form, and it's after the time, but something hasn't come in, an appraisal hasn't come in, you haven't heard back on your request for repairs response, something of that nature. What do? You panic, first of all. That's the first thing you should always do, is panic. And then don't sign it. Right? Okay, don't sign the contingency, or respond with a contingency removal of the contingencies that you are willing to remove, and clear communication about what you need to remove the other contingencies. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
From a seller's side, you cannot unilaterally, if they do not respond to the contingency removal, you cannot unilaterally cancel that property. Especially even if you have a better offer in backup. Okay, if you do have a better offer in backup and you want to cancel that offer and you're working towards that, you have to give them a demand to perform. Okay, then if they don't perform and you cancel it, those are almost always the ones that we get a call from the BRE, okay, on a complaint, something of that nature. When we get that, that means that you get to spend about 3 to 6 months working with the BRE on explaining why it was that you did this, because you wanted to get the better offer. Heaven forbid the better offer come from this office, then we're going to be under even further scrutiny, which it most likely would come from this office. So then we're going to be under further scrutiny as if like we were really pushing that offer and we pushed the other people out. You cannot unilaterally cancel an offer if the buyer, especially with the new TRID, okay, all the new TRID stuff is going to delay escrows. Just because an escrow goes over its time frame, prepare your sellers for that eventuality, because that will be happening. If it goes over, you cannot cancel just unilaterally, just say, well, cancel, we're past our escrow time period. Okay, you cannot. The courts have upheld that if the buyer is moving forward in good faith, that they have to be allowed the opportunity to complete the transaction, even when it's outside of the escrow time period that's allowed for in the contract. Does that make sense? So if the buyer is still trying to get a new loan, yes.
Can the seller ask for like a per diem to extend the escrow?
Yes, and that's all negotiable, but that has to be negotiated. You can't just say, well, you're going to be doing this. But yes, absolutely, that's negotiable, and an addendum, a per diem fee for if it goes over that time period. Really, communication is the key. It's when either we're not communicating back to the other party, they didn't hear back on the request for repairs that they gave us, and our seller's out of town, and we're just waiting to hear back from them. How do they want to respond? We haven't been able to hook up with them or whatever. Tell the other agent that. Just let them know kind of what's going on. Don't just leave them hanging that, hey, we haven't heard. Or from the other side of it, try and get the other agent just to let you know about what time do they think that they'll be responding to your request for repairs. Strangely enough, in the new contract, it states that you can issue a request for repairs, but the seller is under no obligation to respond. I don't even know what to make of that, but just be aware, if you've got a buyer, and we should be hitting buyers hard right now, because September, like Jason pointed out, big buyer month, but they don't have to respond, so don't get all nasty that they're not responding. Make sure you stay in good communication. Communication is typically the key, and remember, like Mo Anderson tells us, be nice. Okay, that's the key. All right, be nice and document your stuff, especially if you go through a cancellation. Okay, it's got you want to definitely document. Something else that came up this past week, we got 2 requests from the BRE for files from our agents, and so I'm like, what? 2 in the same week, right? And as I look into it, we were representing the buyer. For some reason, the BRE is now utilizing our files as a resource to prosecute other people, but they're going after the seller because the seller was also an agent. Okay, I probably don't need to say this to most of you, but if you are selling your own property, or you're selling your parents' property, or you have some relationship with the seller, you must state it. Put it in the TDS, put it in the MLS, put it in the contract, put it in the escrow instructions. Okay, that seller is a principal herein. Okay. Seller is acting as a principal in this transaction, or seller is related to a principal in this transaction. That's all the BRE is looking for on these 2 files. They don't have anything about our agents or our buyers. No complaint came from us, but they're looking to build a case against this seller/agent, and it looks like he didn't disclose it. Our buyers aren't upset, but the BRE, that is definitely a violation. Okay, so make sure it's very easy to disclose that, but just make sure if there's any relationship between you and any of the other principals in the transaction, you're related to them, just state it. It's typically not a problem. It wasn't a problem in our 2 transactions, but it definitely is a violation of BRE and can put you under their spotlight. Yes.
You let us know, like, if one of our files, they call them one of our files, right?
Oh yeah,
You call them as
immediately.
immediate.
No, immediately. Yes, you get a copy of the sweet love letter they send me and everything.
Just wondering.
Yeah, and it's a lot of fun work. Get to do. Okay. Did we have another question? All right.
Yeah, I have one.
Yeah.
So with that notice to perform, so the contingency date is coming up and then seller gives the buyers a notice to perform and they don't perform and they decide to go with the other offer, that's when you said that the BRE would be on you? Or if they didn't do a notice to perform? I was got confused.
Okay. So if the contingency, just because the contingency date comes up, does not mean that they're automatically removed.
Right.
Okay. So if you don't get a contingency removal from the other agent, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
If you do get one and you're not ready to remove a contingency, the appraisal, for instance, has not come in,
Yeah.
respond with a different contingency removal, removing your inspection contingencies and any other contingencies that you can remove. Typically, we leave in their loan, don't we, until the loan is funded. It doesn't state that anymore, but you want to put the loan date in the same length as the escrow date. Okay, does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, so we typically don't remove the loan contingency anyhow. All right. Now it's when if they refuse to remove contingencies after they've had their appraisal, after they've done their inspections, and they're not moving forward with it, that's when we have to issue a demand to perform. Okay, to either draw loan docs or whatever it is. You can issue a demand for any performance of the contractual items.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
And then how long if they don't respond to that?
I think it's
3 days.
48 hours. Okay? Does that make sense?
And at that point, you
Okay.
can take another offer.
Right. You really want any cancellation to not be unilateral. Okay, that's when it gets contentious. And of course, if you prepared your sellers and the buyers now want to cancel, hey, let's sign this cancellation, give them their money back, and let's get your house sold. Okay? And now if you have a backup offer that you're really kind of hoping comes through, you know what I mean? That's when you got to be careful because, yes, I understand you're serving your seller because it's a $5,000 better offer or what have you, but you've got to really be careful. Make sure that you keep your emails, print them out, and put them in dot loop. Also, remember, if you get multiple offers, put those in dot loop. Okay? If you get multiple offers, and the ones you don't accept, make sure you keep those in dot loop. They're going to go through those files. And they want to know, and it's never the one that got accepted, or it's very rarely the one that got accepted, it's the one that didn't get accepted. And they think they got somehow underhand, were dealt with underhandedly, and now they're complaining about it 9 months later. And, well, yeah, we looked at it, it's $10,000 less than our offer. Well, they don't know that, but they just assume that, that we did it wrong. Okay, so you got to have that 10th page with the rejection at the bottom in the file. Yes?
Do you create separate files for the unaccepted offers or under the same dot loop as your listing?
Yes, we do, correct?
Under the same dot loop, unless it's you're giving an offer for a property that you don't have the listing, then you can have one bulk loop for all your rejected offers.
Oh, okay.
If that makes sense.
Yes.
Okay. And usually you could call it just rejected offers. That's
Okay.
fine. But always just put it in there. Put everything in dot loop. When in
Yes.
doubt, put it in dot loop.
That's right.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
Because it's usually the complaints we get from the BRE and they're investigating a file, they're usually baseless. They really are. You guys do a really good job. It's proving to the BRE that they're baseless. That's what I want to help you guys to make sure that we are able to do, because typically it's one page of paper that they're looking for, and if it's in there, they go, well, thanks. They close the file and it's taken care of, right? It's just what are they looking for in your particular one? Make sure that we take care of all that and upload it to document. Yes, Ed.
Today, at the board meeting, we got an alert from the BRE on Teams. They said that letter was going out to brokers. Have you got that yet?
Yes, and all of you, I believe, got it.
Well, the alert was about
Independent.
themselves as independent.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're going to
It's-
start cracking down.
It's not on Teams. Okay, do you guys want me to address that right now?
Please.
Okay, it's not on Teams, but you should be getting a letter. It's part of our file compliance that you're going to sign that you are not, do we have a copy of that? That you are not posting yourself as an independent agent. Okay, because to the public, that means that you're not under a broker's license. Okay, and even if you are a broker, you are under my license, so therefore you're under Keller Williams. You cannot state an independent agent, and that's really what they're targeting. If you're a team, you can't say you're an independent team unless you're under the lead agent's broker's license. Does that make sense? So the Keller Blaine team is not an independent team. They're under Keller Williams license. That's what they're really targeting, is that and make sure, if you're in doubt, put my license number on your signs, put it on your business cards, corporate license number if you've got a team. You don't need my corporate license number if you are an individual agent on your card. But if you're a team, make sure that you have my corporate license number. The BRE, what they're concerned about is that people they can't find this team and they can't find the broker.
And property management, agents operating as property managers without brokers, or, yeah, that's another thing, that was in that alert as well.
Yeah, so for your file, we're gonna be having you sign that BRE alert. That will be going in your file. Also, you all, I'm sure, have been working on getting your deck page for your insurance, your license. Jason met with somebody at Mega Camp, another team leader that has an agent file compliance database type thing that we can put in to give you alert and reminders when your license is coming due, those sort of things, so that we're going to be working, Kirsten and Carly, we're all working on getting that implemented so that we can give you alerts as your license is coming close to being due. By the way, you can take your continuing education at any time from your last licensing coming up, but you cannot submit it until 90 days out from your renewal date. Okay, so your deck page for your insurance, if you're on a team, your team agreement, the BRE thing, your license, and one other thing, your independent contractor agreement should all be in all files. Okay? Got it? Go fight sell.
All right, so Main Street Escrow. Let's welcome Rachel, Main Street Escrow.
Actually, I have a few topics, surprisingly. Reminder to always read and review your prelim. Either right when you get your opening package, I guess, and along with your clients as well. We had 2 incidences last week with the title company that missed deeds of trust. 2 separate escrows. One of them was caught by the agent, who was sitting down signing with the sellers, and the sellers mentioned that they had a line of credit. So she brought it to my attention, and we had the customer service search the property again and found the second deed of trust. The other one was the seller brought to our attention because we closed escrow and wired all proceeds to their purchase escrow. And the seller contacted us and said, why did you wire all proceeds to my purchase escrow? We have a $200,000 loan we need to be paid off. Ooh. But yeah, so we go back to the prelim. There was a deed of trust. There's also a reconveyance recorded. So in communication with the title company and ourselves, we're like, oh no, we'll take it off the prelim, it's fine. Well, a new one was put on us in May, but that wasn't on there. So thankfully the seller's one brought to our attention. She called her purchase escrow company, they wired it back to us and we got all taken care of. But that was twice in a matter of 3 days. So, go ahead.
So are you saying it wasn't on the prelim?
There was a deed of trust that had been paid off, and the title company mentioned deed of trust in the reconveyance. So ourselves and the title company thought, okay, they paid it off, we're clear, we're good to go, it's not going to show on the title policy. But a new one had been put on in May, and they didn't add that on the prelim. So it is our responsibility to review the prelims, that's a given, but we can only review what's given to us, because we're not the ones typing or searching the property. So I think with us reviewing it and you guys as agents reviewing it or discussing with their clients, making sure, sometimes there's HOA, like again, HOA information is on our prelim, but they're paying HOA dues. We have one right now where it shows an HOA, but we can't find the management company that handles it. We sent a demand to who we thought was the HOA company. They completed the demand, sent it back to us, we closed escrow, we sent the transfer fee, the monthly amounts. They contacted us today and said, actually, we don't have this property on our HOA. And sent the checks back to us. Seller, we're trying to contact the seller to say, find out who they're made their payments to. We haven't heard back from them, so I think it's very imperative, is because information, the title company may or may not miss something, or they may have something that's on the prelim that shouldn't be on there. That as well. Liens for a seller that has nothing to do with their property. I think just the triple check of that is really good. Also, on your seats, bulk rate schedule. So here's a list. It'll be easy for you to do estimates if for some reason you can't get a hold of us and you just want to kind of estimate the amounts. Please note at the bottom, it's if there's a loan, if you have the buyer, if there's a loan, it's a $250 just loan processing fee. So we no longer have the escrow fee and then all the junk fees, the loan tie-in, the doc prep, the email doc, all of those junk fees, it's all combined. Chicago Title and First American bulk rate their escrow rate now for all the CFPB changes coming. Stewart Title does not. This pricing is in between Chicago's and First American, so it's pretty comparable. But that does not include notary fees, the title company fees for the owner's policies, or any recording fees. Those are paid directly to the county. But we'll put this on the drive or the Blend or wherever you want to access it in case you need it. Of course, for your title fees, you look at your pricing list for that for your owner's fees or your lender's policy. But other than that, this should be super easy. If you ever need one, we have them in a stand-up right in front of Tanya. Need another one? Should be nice and easy. Good.
Rachel,
Yes.
how many people here have Main Street Escrow's SI form, statement of identity? Good. Okay, very good. Get them. Maybe bring those to the next meeting to hand out.
Yeah. And they are on the Blend or
okay,
drive
very
or
good.
whatever.
But those are great to have in your files to get their statement of identity from the people before you even open escrow. Or as you're opening escrow, because that way they can search them, they can find if there's any liens against them, and that's very helpful. How many of you guys religiously read your prelims?
Well, on a side note, I'm having a prelim class, how to read prelims, in Hanford next Wednesday.
Oh, very good.
We'll probably do one in Visalia next month, I believe, the middle of October.
Okay, I know that's very dry. It's very dry, but it's very important to your business.
It is.
Okay, Holly McKay was talking to me yesterday or Monday at the sales meeting. She had one where she was selling a ranch and she got down to it, a buyer, seller, everybody's happy, and they're signing, and she notes on the prelim at that time that there was a first right of refusal. An option had been purchased on this property and recorded against it. By the way, that brings in a whole new negotiation, right? That person gets 30 days to review that and decide if they want to match the offer. You don't have a deal, right? It can impact your transaction, so make sure you're reading your prelims. If you don't know how to read them, it's pretty quick if you know what you're looking for. But certainly, I think that our transaction coordinator will be going to that for Keller Williams. Will be going to your training. So if you don't use a transaction coordinator, another plug there, use one. What?
Questions?
Okay, that definitely helps.
Thank you, Rachel.
Christy catches it.
All right, Country Club. Jeremy, come on up. Let's welcome Jeremy.
All right, guys, we have some changes coming down the pike with down payment assistance. You've all heard of CHDAP, I'm assuming. You've all heard we're waiting 10 days for CHDAP to approve this loan. The good news is we don't have CHDAP anymore as of September 25th.
That's good news.
The bad news is,
yeah.
The
bad news
pretty
is
much
we don't
all.
have CHDAP.
It's all bad news. We're going to have a new down payment assistance. Basically, CalHAFA is the one that originates CHDAP. The good part about it before is we originated the first as Country Club or any other company you were working with. So basically, we had the file completely underwritten. We would send it off. They would just give it their stamp of approval. However, there was times where it was 10, 15 days. Normal turn time on it was 3 to 5. The new thing is basically CHDAP loans are higher risk, and basically what's happened is they've evaluated, nationwide, or California-wide, because it's California finance. Tons of these deals are the ones that are going to go into foreclosure because there's no skin in the game, basically. Just on our books, the ones that we've had first payment defaults or lates, I think 50% of those were CHDAPs or down payment assistance. So, it's pretty obvious that. So what's happening is now Cal HAFA is going to originate the first. We're going to still do it and send it to them, but they're going to be more scrutinizing it. And I just think in regards to all the changes coming up, longer escrows and everything else, this is just going to add to it. If you have buyers out there right now that are approved, pre-qualified with a CHDAP, they need to reserve by the 25th. And if they don't, they basically, I guess they're just shutting their doors because the new program doesn't come out until October 5th. So there'll be some downtime for it. We do have other down payment assistance programs that we can use if this doesn't work. But it's just not really great news. Better news, rates are still pretty good. They're just kind of hovering. There's not. We had a little action yesterday. It's definitely a little roller coaster, but we're sitting right around 4%. We keep dropping down in the 3s and back up to 4.1. But that's September thing. Let's get them on the fence.
There was something on the news this morning that said the rates were going up.
Yeah, yesterday we had
At the end of the month, I think.
the bond market took like 100. We took like 100 bips yesterday, but then today was really stable. So the stock market went up a couple hundred points. China right now is basically dumping U.S. Treasuries, which isn't good for rates. There's a lot of things affecting it out there right now, and it's weird because you can predict it some days, and then other days, factors that would normally make it move one way, actually it moves the other way, and you're just okay.
There's been a guy on TV who said it was going, and I think he said, I just caught the end of it.
Yeah, we saw a climb yesterday, but then today was pretty stable. So, it's just day to day. But I would definitely prepare people for 4s, as long as they have that in their head, and say we can give them a 3, they're still happy. But when they come in thinking they're going to get 3.8, and we give them 4.1, or in their head 4.1 and 4.8 is the same, but it's that when we're sitting right there.
Right. Anything under 5 is awesome.
Yeah, there you go.
That's what I tell them.
Go through it.
You got under 5? Oh my God.
All right, make sure you guys wish Christy Harvey a happy birthday in September. Needs and wants. Anybody have any needs? Ed?
Real quick, Jason. D-Key is eventually going to go away, guys. We've had the buyback. That's now over. So the D-Key looks like it's going to go away.
What do you mean go away?
That, they're no longer going to support it.
Oh my God, even though I'm a realtor.
And we have to switch either to the E-Key, which is on your smartphone, or they have another deal called the Active Key. It's a little white one with the antenna. Gets updated automatically, and you can go to that. But it looks like the D-Key is...
Did you see the thing today? They
Yeah,
just
I
announced
was
that it's down?
We can't even use our,
Well, it's don't upgrade to iOS 9. If you get the notification on your E-Key or on your iPhone to upgrade, I think it's to iOS 9, don't do it right now. There's some bugs. It'll work without doing the upgrade. Just don't do the upgrade.
Apple is a little bit slower with the updates.
And they're working on Apple's working on that. You're on it.
That's what this is not.
But just to give everybody a heads up,
So if you have a flip phone, you may want to upgrade the flip phone. Right? Janet?
I have an
Oh, that's right, that's right.
I bought one, remember?
All right, any other needs or wants? Terry?
Alright guys, 1, 2, 3.
No,
Eyes on me.
Terry, go ahead.
Hey, I have a buyer who is desperately in need of a 4-bedroom house in Tulare. That 195 is our max. So if you guys have anything, please let me know.
Jerry?
I got a price reduction this morning on 1300 Rio Vista. It's Rio Vista and Tulare, east of town. And I think it's about 2,300 square feet with a pool. It's a really, really nice house, and we took it down to $299.9. And I should have a reduction today on Howard later this afternoon. And Howard will be on MLS here tomorrow. If you have somebody who wants to send by, I'll show it for you.
Ed?
Tomorrow at MLS, if you contributed your cost of doing business, there will be a certificate presentation ceremony. From the gal at CAR is coming down, you get a nice little certificate, and all that fun stuff. So if you contributed, be there, you will be getting something.
All right.
Can we trade it for a DT?
Kim, I'm in the same boat you're in, Troy.
I just listed a house in Beverly Glen. It's 3,663 square feet. We listed it for $380,000. It's 4-bedroom, 3-bath with a pool. And it is now, I put it on lockbox this morning, it's in MLS today. So please sell it fast. It's empty, it's very clean, nice. Oh, 1349 West Laurel, right off of Giddings to the west. Almost to the same.
Roy?
The two houses I have on Monte Vista or Buena Vista or one of the vistas over here, there are two houses on one APN, one lot, and they get $1,880 a month of rent. We had it at $265. He just reduced the price. The front unit's going to be vacant. The bigger unit's going to be vacant. So if somebody wanted to live in one and rent the other one, so and it's been remodeled. It's very clean, but he just reduced it to $239. $239. So to buy two properties, you know, for $120 each, you know, would be what you'd be paying if you were going to go out and get multiple, you know, buy two different houses for $120,000, and one of them's already rented. So anyway, it was getting $1,880 a month rent on the two combined.
And is that a legal room?
Yes.
And it's on one lot?
It's on one lot.
All right. Any other buyers wants, needs, sellers wants, needs? Bucket fillers?
I want to piggyback on what Rachel said. She's not giving them credit. Title missed something big time, and they really took care of it. Escrow was.
All right. Well, good job being the escrow. All right. Any other bucket fillers?
I'm gonna fill Terry's bucket because she's really stepped up. I've had a lot of issues going on, and she's been taking care of a lot of stuff in the country.
Well, I'd like to fill staff's bucket while I was gone last week. Thank you guys for not letting places burn down.
Yeah.
Anybody else? Anybody else? All right. You guys have a great day.